Hello, Mike here from Mertzke Custom Woodworking, and welcome to another edition of Woodshop Confessions. Today's project is a plaque that I was commissioned to make by the Fort Bragg chapter of Team Red, White, and Blue. The plaque will be made from red oak, and to get things started, I planed down the board to 3/4 of an inch on my thickness planer. I'm going to be engraving the plaque with my X-Carve. Now, since I'll be using two different bits for the project, I draw a small mark to reference the bit on. To hold down the workpiece to the wasteboard, I'm using double-sided tape. I found that this gives me plenty of holding power for most milling operations. I designed this project in easel and separated it into two parts. I then exported the G-code to the universal G-code sender to actually mill it out. The first segment is cut out using a 1 32 inch bit. With this bit I have the X-Carve mill out all the details of the logo and the lettering. While we have a second, let me tell you about Team Red, White, and Blue, or Team RWB as it's commonly referred. Team RWB is a veterans outreach organization whose mission is to enrich the lives of American veterans by connecting them to their community through physical and social activity. I personally have been involved with the organization for a few years now and have really seen an impact on both our veterans and those still on active duty. Getting involved doesn't require you to be a veteran, and I'll leave a link below to their website where you can find out more information. Once all the detail work is finished, I removed the dust shoe to change the bit to an 1/8 inch bit. That way I can mill out the remainder of the project. Now this is where having that reference mark I made earlier is really convenient to make sure everything is lined up. Now that the X-Carve is finished milling out the plaque, I use a putty knife to pry up the double-sided tape and take it over to the bandsaw to cut along the outline made by the CNC. I use the belt sander to clean up the edges and then round off the corners. Then it's over to my multi-purpose table to break out the random orbital sander for everyone's favorite part of the project: sanding. Once the first round of sanding is done, it's time to add a little color. To remove the unwanted paint from the surface, I use 80 grit sandpaper. This will take a little longer when using an open grain wood like red oak. One method I use to help with this is to spray the project with lacquer before applying the paint. This helps seal up the grain. To hang small signs and plaques like this, I like to use a keyhole bit in my router table to cut out the slot on the back of the workpiece. I find it's best to make a small guide out of scraps, and that way it helps make sure the bit cuts straight. For the final sanding, I work my way up all the way through the grits up to 220. To finish this project, I spray several coats of lacquer. Not only does this bring out the grain in the wood, but also makes those colors really pop out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.